I'm so excited that you said this. Okay. First of all, you just assumed my gender. Second of all, I don't give a I know that probably bothers you, but the difference between us is that I don't base my emotional stability on the validation of strangers. I know, rough concept, huh? And by the way, there's nothing wrong with me accurately defining a group of people as rainbow bullies when they are literally notorious for throwing temper tantrums and lashing out at people who think even minutely different from them. And by the way, I have personally been called things so much worse than a rainbow bully. So if that is gonna be the end-all be-all for your whittle feelings, then I think you need to go take a trip over to Super Weenie Hut Jr.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny here today, and we'll be analyzing this backlash this girl is getting. This young woman is getting backlash from the Alphabet Brigade on TikTok for calling them rainbow bullies. As how she was dealing with it, you saw it in the intro. And one of the things I want to make mention is, where's the lie? Right? Like, imagine a group of people that believe it's a human right for you to validate them. And I've been on this tirade for a bit about transgenderism and how I think it's a form of narcissism, because only a narcissist or a very self-centered person will think that the world has to revolve around their sense of reality, that there's no opposite opinion or opposition to their worldview, and that everyone must conform to what they believe themselves to be true. Right? And I want to give examples of this rainbow bullying, or as I would call it, rainbow narcissism, because a lot of these people are part of the LGBTQRESTP community. They make their sexuality their personality, and I think that's a superficial and dumb idea. Like, imagine your whole personality, your whole sense of identity is based on who you sleep with. If straight people went around and saying that, oh, I'm a straight guy, oh, I'm straight, oh, I'm the reason you gay people exist. If straight people, people will call it condescending and all this stuff, but we let gay people, trans people do it all the time. Like is it the same way I see gay pride, the same way I see race pride? Very superficial. Like, you didn't choose to be this way, allegedly anyway. And you're proud of that? You're proud of something that you had no control or input towards. Like, I'm proud of being in this position that I am at 27 years old. That's something I had to work hard for. That's something I put time in. But just being born a black man, I'm supposed to be proud about that? Imagine someone, like, the same way I see race hustlers who make their race their whole identity is the same way I see a lot of these rainbow bullies. And we need to designate, normal gay people who don't make their sexuality their personality from the rainbow bullies. Okay? But I digress. So I want to talk about the Perry High School shooter identified, right? And this guy allegedly is part of the rainbow bullies. And I want to make mention about how he appears to be part of the LGBTQ with the flag in his bio. Another post, he put #gender fluid. In another video, he acted out a shooting exchange, obviously broken, mentally ill person. And I think it takes a very mentally ill person not to acknowledge that people out there see the world differently from you, right? And here's a potentially have fatal consequences. Athlete sounds off on U.S. boxing new transgender policy. Athletes, including former swimmer Riley Gaines, UFC star Colby Covington, and tennis great Martina Navratilova, have blasted U.S. boxing for a policy change that now permits certain males to compete in the women's division. The new policy was proposed in August 2022 as highlighted by the National Review, and outlines that male athletes can fight women if they claim to be female, complete gender reassignment surgery, and test their testosterone levels for 4 years following such a procedure. Right? And we all know what's gonna be the outcome, right? And I'm trying to follow this theme of rainbow bullies. When you point out, hey, look at this, someone of your community did something bad, we need to hold that individual accountable. Everyone tries to run cover. No one wants to acknowledge that the thing happened. And now we're supposed to stay hush hush because, oh no, you're going to paint the LGBTQ community in a bad light. Like, as if you're not flattering. Like, there's not negative aspects of you guys. It's ridiculous. If you want to be inclusive, right? Straight people are open to criticism. Black people are open. Everyone's open to criticism. But for some reason, when we get around the rainbow bullies, they don't like to be bullied, right? And only a bully would want to participate in an event like a combat sport to fight people who on average are weaker than them, slower reaction time than them, smaller in stature, less capable athletically compared to them, even if they're on gender hormone pills or whatever they take to lower their testosterone. And I want to show a video that's going to be like the perfect illustration. Perfect illustration, right? It's a movie from, I forgot what the movie was called. I think it was called Hot Chicks. Let me see if I can find the video. Yeah. It's the movie The Hot Chicks. I don't know if you guys know that movie, but it was one of the funniest movies. I think we need to get back to comedy at this level again, but I don't know if it's going to fly in 2024. So let's take a look. And this is exactly what's going to happen if you allow trans women doing the boxing. Damn. Rob Snyder. Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen if we allow women to box men that pretend that they're women, right? And the final point to illustrate the rainbow bulliness of the Alphabet Brigade: Harry Potter's profits soaring despite attempts to cancel J.K. Rowling over trans stance. Look, tolerance isn't submission. That's my biggest ethos. Like, you can disagree with me, but I don't believe you should be canceled just because you, let's say I was a gay person and you thought being gay was a mental illness. I'm gonna debate you, sure, but I'm not gonna be like, oh no, you should lose your job because you dare insinuate that my gayness is a mental illness, right? The same way, like, we're now debating about is gender dysphoria a mental disorder, right? It's like, we can have these debates openly without being disrespectful. We just being scientific about it, right? We're just trying to find the truth, right? And the mere fact that you even question, even if you insinuate in a negative light about the LGBTQ community, they try to cancel you. They try to make you lose your job. They try to make you lose your profits. But it's not working. I think people, look, the quickest way you can cause more people to be against you is to be a tyrant, essentially. You're trying to be the tyranny of the minorities, because LGBTQ people, you guys are a minority. And because you're a minority, you think you can enact tyranny on most people. And when they react to, what happens with tyrants? An uprising always follows. So to me, I think if you're a gay person, you just want equality. If you're part of this brigade and you just want equality, you want to be inclusive, there's pros and cons with that. There's pros that you can be inclusive on the positive and then also the negatives. People can make fun of you. You're learning this with Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle can make fun of anybody, and it brings this form of camaraderie. Have you guys ever been friends with somebody that they're good at giving jokes, but they're not good at taking it? That's how the LGBTQ community comes across. That they're trying to cancel people. Right. And in the intro, the lady was spot on. The young woman was spot on. These people are looking for validation, and they think it's a human right for them to get validated for their worldview, for their lifestyle, for their sexuality. I see personality and sexuality different, right? Your personality is not defined by your sexuality. And I think a lot of these people, a part of this rainbow bullies, they see their sexuality that way. And if you question their sexuality, that's a slight against them. But hey, that's just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? I would like to hear your reaction to this story. And do you think it's warranted that the young woman is facing such backlash just because she's calling out, just because she labels something that she sees as a negative aspect of the Alphabet Brigade? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would like to hear them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.